was a Queensland election like no other. Campaigning began in October, 7 months into the COVID pandemic.
So we have 7 active cases in Queensland at the moment, 1,160 total, and in the last 24 hours we've had 2,506 tests.
Annastacia Palaszczuk facing off against the LNP's Deb Frecklington.
It is an exciting day on the election campaign.
Good morning, Queensland, and it's wonderful to be in Brisbane today.
Thank you very much for coming out here to Ackland, to the New Hope mine site today.
It's great to be back in the Cairns region.
In a bid to be Queensland's longest-serving Labor Premier since World War II, and Australia's first female Premier to win 3 elections in a row.
Every single day I wake up and I want to do my best for this state.
The incumbent was heavily criticised over her decision to close state borders.
5 new cases overnight in Queensland added to our data.
We review the border restrictions at the end of every month, and I can't see that happening anytime soon.
Labor's push for another term was also marred by the downfall of Jackie Trad, the state's former deputy and treasurer forced out of the ministry over Crime and Corruption Commission investigations.
Look, I said quite clearly, publicly, earlier this week that I wasn't seeking to return. Quite frankly, it's been a pretty rough year on me and my family, and I'm in the fight of my life.
The Prime Minister was also dragged into the campaign.
I want to make a comment about the Prime Minister of Australia choosing to take a week off from leading our country during this pandemic, during this crisis, to campaign for the LNP. I've said for some time that the Prime Minister is personally running the LNP's campaign here in Queensland. At least it appears that way.
I think this guy's got to grow up. I really think he does.
It was a fair fight between the 2 female leaders, mostly.
I think we need to be really clear about this.
You are misleading about
the
Premier.
And Premier, if you're waiting to see whether you want to vote for us or not, just wait until after tomorrow
That's
afternoon.
That's a definite no.
And
the borders would be open. We'd be like Victoria or the rest of the world. That is not
Premier,
the type of Queensland I want.
Tomorrow after.
Ultimately, the Premier's health response won the day.
Queensland is the best place on earth, and it is the best state in Australia.
As the One Nation vote collapsed.
How have you come to terms with it, and what have you learned from that particular election?
Peter, I was absolutely devastated.
Labor did lose Jackie Trad.
Look, I think tonight's result is a reflection of the frustration that Queenslanders have with both the major parties and our political system in general.
And the LNP lost Deb Frecklington as its leader.
My first instinct is always to fight on. Since then, I've had a great day with my family and my husband, Jason, and reflected on my future. Once all of the results are finally declared, I will convene a party room meeting, and I will ask my colleagues to appoint a new leader of the Liberal National Party.
I guess, like anyone who gets a leadership position, you always go into it and you're humbled, and I am humbled. But more than that, I'm hurting from the election loss we just had, and I am hungry, and I'm hungry to win.
A new challenge for a Premier, popular with the public, but facing a long road ahead out of the COVID-19 pandemic. Anna Rawlings, Sky News.